Another video. So today I'm going to do a bit of a Q&A. Okay, I want to bring more life to the channel. I want to bring more content to the channel. You might see it's been spruced up a little bit. So I asked a few questions inside my group for people to ask me questions, and I have 9 questions that I'm going to go through right now. And yeah, let's, I suppose, get into it. If you like this sort of content, smash the like button, subscribe, and if you want to join the Discord community, it's down below. So question number 1, what was your biggest lesson or realization about trading that you wish you knew when you started, well, before you started? That throwing money at the problem is not a good idea. I used to be under the impression, I came from a coaching background and I had a very successful 6-figure coaching business. So when I came to trading, I thought the best idea was to just throw money at it, because that's what I used to do to solve all my other problems. Just throw money. And then unfortunately, when you don't know what you're doing, the money will be taken off you quite quickly. And that's the way the market works. If you think that, like I always say, like, people come into this industry and like, oh, trading's scam, trading's gambling. And they're just like, oh, you can't make money with it. And like, yeah, if you became a pilot and went to flight school and they were like, right, we have to do 200 simulated hours before you can fly real passengers. And you were like, no, I'm just going to go on and fly real passengers, granted, and everyone dies. It's kind of like well, it's not like trading, but it's like trading. You don't do a simulator for a few months to actually strategize and make sure your strategy works, and you just go straight into the live market with real money and you lose it all. Again, I'm not relating two of those horrible things together, but you get what I'm saying. Trading with a simulator, make sure your strategy works, back testing it religiously, and then going in and using real money. A lot of people have this negative conception from demo trading. They're like, oh, it has no emotion. But you need to make sure your strategy works, and you need to make sure you have testing to make sure it works before you go in and actually risk your why risk your real money? You can add the emotion later. Trust me, there'll be enough of emotion to go around. You need to make sure what you're doing actually works first. Okay, so that was one of the biggest lessons or realizations afterwards. Okay, how do I stay disciplined and manage my emotions when making trades? I suppose it goes back to the first question. I've backtested my strategy countless times, over countless pairs, over countless months, over countless years. You know, I have a backtesting software, and I go back a year, or I go back a month, or I go back 2 years, and then I pick a month and I backtest the entire month. And then I have all of these random backtesting results, which I actually share inside the Discord community as well, so people get to learn from that as well. But I backtest. If you see something happening over and over and over and over again, continuously, and you have all of this, I know you hear this all the time from these people on YouTube, oh, just backtest. But have you ever done it? And if you haven't done it, it tells me that you don't have a rules-based approach. It means that you're just trading, you know, here and there off feeling and gut. My approach is systematic. It is rule 1, rule 2, rule 3, rule 4, rule 5. Does everything correlate? Yes, take the trade. Here's your risk management. Nothing changes. Okay, it's not something. So if you don't have a solid set of rules, and if you don't have a solid set of backtesting for those rules, you will be nervous and you won't stay disciplined. Okay, that's what I teach people inside our Discord community, TBR Academy plug. We have a risk. We have everything covered. We have our risk already worked out. We have our plan already worked out. So you're not as nervous about placing trades because you've seen it happen a million times before. So that's how I stay disciplined. How do I approach risk management and position sizing? Again, it's quite simple. There's 2 ways of really approaching risk. You can either do the fixed percentage sum, which most people do, like 1% or up to even 3% if you're doing a personal account. That's kind of high. Or you use a dynamic risk management protocol, and that's what we use inside the group for most people, because people start off with high risk and again they're just unconfident. You only should be putting on proper risk when you're confident and you've seen something happen over and over again, like I've already said. But one of my favorite ones is a dynamic structure. So you have a minimum risk, let's say 0.25%, and you have a maximum risk, let's say it's 2%, and then based off of if you're doing well or you're doing bad while trading, that management structure will change. Do you get me? So again, it's something that will take a little bit longer to explain, but I hope that kind of makes sense. It changes based off of the performance of how I'm trading, okay? I don't always use a strict 1% rule. I actually rarely use that, but I hope that makes sense. Can you share any memorable success stories or valuable lessons, learning experiences from your journey? Well, I suppose that relates a bit to question 1 as well. But a memorable success story was getting my first payout. Was quite a long time ago now, but I remember when I had the first payout, and it was like €3,500, and I remember at the time, again, my coaching business is doing well, so unfortunately, I know this sounds very pretentious of me to say, but my idea of money was a little bit different, simply because I was making a lot more money before I came to trading. I already had a very successful coaching business going, so I was a bit numb to getting a few thousand on the side like that. I know this sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I come from a very poor background as well, by the way. Well, I wouldn't say poor, but I never had a lot of money. I never had everything I wanted. I only used to get the stuff I wanted in Christmases or birthdays, you know. So I'm not saying that's the sort of person I am. It's just that I had such a successful coaching business for so long. I had a lot of money come in from that. So when I saw like three and a half grand come in, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. But it didn't hit me as hard as it should have, I guess. But when I eventually paid myself, something switched with me then. I was like, wait a second. I was like, I actually paid myself for this. I've been losing money for so long, and now that I've officially paid myself, my whole mindset changed around trading. My just everything, my whole philosophy changed around it, and I was like, wow, this can really be a thing I can make a living off of. And I suppose here we are today. So getting that first big payout is an absolute game changer. It really, really is. How many pairs do I trade? Well, like here's my trading view. So you can see here that it's very few. Now I have, and the reason why I even have this many on my terminal is because we run the Discord community. I like to try and get plays for people every single day, but regularly I only trade sometimes NASDAQ, gold, Euro USD, GPD USD, and GPD JPY. Those are kind of the big ones I trade. But what I would really recommend for you to do is make sure you stick to 1 or 2 pairs. To be honest, if you're not profitable, stick to 1 pair, 1 setup, 1 time frame, 1 to 3 trades per day. That's it. If you are able to do that religiously, trust me when I say, you'll have an amazing time trading. How to focus on trading rather than watching things like Netflix before. How to stay focused on trading without being distracted, because I get really bored while back testing or forward testing. See, I suppose when it comes to that, the way I kind of look at it is, if you're a really distracted person, it really depends on the type of trading you're doing as well. Obviously, if you're a scalper, you need to be in front of the front of the screen all the time. You can't walk away from it because you're hyper scalping. But if you're a person who swing trades like me, I could be in a trade for 1 hour. I could be in a trade for 24 hours. I try not to be in it longer than that. But I just set an alerts and I walk away. You know, you shouldn't be in front. Like, if you're not scalping, why are you in front of the charts all the time? Set your alerts. What I usually do is I set an alert close to my first take profit. I set an alert at my stop loss, and I walk away. And I only look at the charts again when one of those are hit, and go off and live your life. But if you're back testing or forward testing, you have to put in the reps. If you're going to the gym, you're trying to build muscle, what do? You go in there and you do the boring reps over and over and over again, you get the muscle. So to say like, oh, back testing is boring, forward testing is boring, of course it is, because you're not making money, but that will enable you to make money. Put it this way, forward testing and back testing is building the skills and the discipline for you to make money in the future. Not to make money now, but you're building it to make money in the future. The same thing that, like, if you go into the gym and you're overweight and you don't have much muscle, you're working out right now like crazy, and you're like, oh, but I'm not seeing results instantly. But you're working away now. You're building a body now for the future, for 5, 6, 7 months down the line. That's what you're doing. And the same with forward testing and back testing. You have to treat it like that. You're building your knowledge and your discipline for your future trading skills and your future trades. Okay, so get over it and just do it. You just have to focus, okay? This is pretty much it. How many strategies or styles did you do before you became profitable? Every single indicator I've tried, every single strategy I've tried. I tried just simple support and resistance, trend line breaks, Oh my God, I can't even. I honestly, I've tried every single strategy you can think of. If there was a strategy or an indicator or a buy signal or this, I have tried it. I have bought it. I have tried it. I've been in multiple trading communities. This is why I do my own, because none of them are run the way I like to run. I was in so many communities and I just felt like a spare part in the back of the room, you know? So I wanted to make a community that was different from that. But I generally, I cannot tell you how many places I've been and how many strategies I've tried. I've tried too many, and I finally found the one that works for me. And funny, it's the most simplest one out of all of them. How did your friends and family react to you finding out they were trading? My family, my friends, honestly, they, I suppose not amazing. It's more. I think they're my friends anyway are very much like. I think they're in their kind of mentality where if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. You know, I was very much a person that I couldn't work a 9 to 5 job, and I do push them quite often. I'd be like, you know, do more, like, but you kind of get to a point where you kind of don't want to push people when they don't want to do something. If they're okay with the way they're in right now, then it's not my place to try to push them out of that, you know. But my friends, they're kind of made fun of it, to be honest. My family doesn't know. My mother doesn't know, and I'm going to keep it that way until one day she messages me and goes, "Hey, I didn't know you were on YouTube," and sees a video of me. But until then, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. And she's going to stay like that. My partner knows, obviously, and my close friends, they all know. But again, my partner's full respect in what I do, you know, and I think that's very, very important. If you do have a partner, a husband, a wife, you know, another half, whatever, you need to make sure that they are 100% on your back with this, because if they're not, it's a hard game. And if, you know, in my honest opinion, you shouldn't tell friends at all, maybe not even family. Obviously, if it's a close family member that is affected by you losing money or gaining money, like a partner, then you do. But outside of that, I would just keep a hush hush. I wouldn't tell anybody you're trading, because that will affect your mentality. And anytime you trade, it's just, they're just, you know, I told you it wouldn't work, you know, and that's the last thing you need, especially in such a hard industry. So they didn't react because most of them don't know. How would you approach trading if you're brand new? I think the biggest thing is that there's so much free education online. I wouldn't pay for a course. I wouldn't do any of that. And obviously people are like, "Oh, but Rob, you sell a community." That's what I say. I sell a community. I sell support. I sell accountability. I sell, you know, I sell people. I don't sell a specific training or anything like that. Now, we do all that inside the group, but what I would really recommend is that, like, you go online, you learn things like market structure, you learn about you learn about the market in general, you download a demo account and you just give it a go. And then if you feel like trading is for you and you're like, "Wow, this is amazing, I really want to try this out," then try and find yourself a community. If you like the sound of mine, join mine. If you like the sound of someone else, join someone else's. But I think a community is one of the most important parts of anything, because trading is a very lonely and stressful job, and if you don't have people to talk to or share your experiences with or get a second opinion, it can be very hard. Okay, obviously depending on what group, a group can make it worse for you or a group can make it better, but it's up to you to find that out. But what I would do is, again, I would learn all the basics online for completely free, and then go to a person that I feel like gets the position I'm in, or I like the style of trading that they do and they're transparent enough for me to believe that they actually trade. Then go underneath that mentor for a while, go into their group, try it out, and then see. But I think that's the only thing you should ever really pay for when it comes to trading, besides obviously fees and broker fees and all that sort of stuff, maybe TradingView subscriptions. But like, that's the only other thing I would say that would be an okay thing to invest in, is a positive community that you can grow and you can have a good experience around. But guys, look, that's it. Those are my 9 questions. I thought there was 10, it was only 9. If you like this sort of content, please give it a like. Ask me any other questions below. Inside the Discord community, I actually ask people to ask me questions inside there, so that's probably the best place to catch me. If you want to join that community, the TBR Academy, best one out there, down below. We'll make you a profitable trader if we can. No promises, but we'll try our best. And yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.